In this lesson, we're going to be working on this file, linked proposal. You can find it in the Lesson 7 folder of the Part 1 set that you installed on your computer from the project files. What we want to do to this document is we want to take it a step further than just using it to replace paper. I don't want you to print this out and look through it or put it in a ring binder. I want you to use it as the document itself and keep it on the computer. To make that possible, and to really create a good experience with this document, I want to add some navigation items to it that will allow you to get to the information that you're looking for. Now, I can do that with bookmarks, and in fact, if I open the Bookmarks panel, you can see that I have some bookmarks already in the document for you. But the bookmarks have a problem, and that is that you have to know to use them. So I'm going to put the Bookmarks panel away, and what we're going to focus on is using links in the document to allow the user to get to the information they're looking for and to create that sort of application experience from within the PDF file. So I'll return to the first page, and this is where I'm going to add the links to the document that let the user travel around the document, find more information, even leave the document to find information that isn't actually contained within it. If you've surfed around the web at all, you've probably noticed that whenever a company puts a logo somewhere on their web page, it's a good bet that that logo is a link to some information about that company, either their homepage or a Contact Us page or something like that. Well, the first thing that we're going to do is mirror that experience by adding a link to this logo that will take the end user to the company's web page. In other words, we're going to create a link to a URL that's external to the document. So, first, I'll need the Links tool. Under the Tools menu from Advanced Editing, I can select the Link tool. However, we're going to be using it frequently, so I want to go ahead and choose Show Advanced Editing. And because I don't even want to be tempted to put the toolbar away, I'm going to dock it up here so that this tool will be available to me throughout the session. So I'll select the Link tool, come down to the lower left-hand corner, and outline the logo. When I let go, the Create Link dialog box will appear, and this will allow me to configure the link to work the way that I want it to work. The first thing that I'm going to do is set the action. As I said, I want to create an open web page action because I want to create a link that mirrors how a web page would work. So I'm going to select Open Web Page. I also want to configure the link's appearance. And in this case, it's set to invisible rectangle. And I'm actually going to keep that, but I want to point out that you can have a visible rectangle that is thick, purple, and dashed if you want to. I think that's a little bit gaudy for what I'm trying to accomplish, so I'm going to go back to invisible rectangle and leave it at that. I'm also going to choose a highlight style, which is what happens when you click the link. I'm going to choose Inset, which was the default here, because it kind of gives that button push appearance, and you'll see that in just a moment. Now, I'll click Next, and all I need to do is enter the URL into the dialog box that I want the link to take you to. So I'll type http://www.timplumber.com and then click OK. Whenever you create a link, one of the first things that you'll want to do is to test the link. Don't just assume that it'll work the way you hoped it will. To test it, just simply take the hand tool, roll over the link, click, and then I'm not going to let go because I actually want to make an adjustment to this link before I do anything else. But if I were to click there, it would bring up the browser and go to my website, and then I could see that the link was working. That's not the only kind of URL link that you can use. Let me return to the Link tool and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to click the link to select it, and I'm going to double-click the link to edit it. Now, again, I can edit the appearance of the link, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is edit the link's action. And you might notice that the Link Properties dialog box is a little bit different than the Create Link dialog box was, in that the action is sort of more robust. It looks different. And that's okay, it's just that you have more functionality that you can take advantage of. When you create the link in the first place, Acrobat gives you a limited number of those just to kind of help you get the link created. So we want to edit the action. I'm going to click the Open a Web Link action and click Edit. And then I come back to the Edit URL dialog box. One of the things that I want to point out about this process is that I had to type http:// before I typed in the URL. That was necessary because you have to use a fully qualified URL. It doesn't just have to be a web page. And so, in fact, if I were to delete this, so I'll select it, hit backspace, this link would not work because Acrobat doesn't necessarily know that this means go to a web page called www.timplumber.com. In fact, I can use this because I can put any type of URL into this box and it will work. For example, I could put a path name on a network As long as it's a fully qualified URL, it will work. Another thing that I can do, and this is something that I do frequently with PDF files that I send to customers, is use the mail to link. So I'll type in mail2:tplumber@timplumber.com and click OK. The mail to URL will, in just about any case, open up your email client and create an outgoing message to that address. Let's test it. I'll click OK, return to the hand tool, and then click the link. And when I click the link, I'm going to hold it so that you can notice how the inset works. It kind of makes it look like you're pushing down a button. Kind of neat. When I let go, it opens up the default mail client on this machine and pre-addresses the outgoing message to tplumber@timplumber.com. So when you create a URL link, and I don't want to save that, it doesn't just have to be a link to a website. It can be a link to anything, but you need to make sure that your URL is fully qualified. Another thing that you'll run into when you create links is the tendency to touch them, especially as you're working with a document that has several links on it. A good habit to get into is to select Locked. Once you've set the link, you've tested it, you're comfortable with it, if you select Locked and click OK, now you can select the link and open it by double-clicking on it with the link tool, but that's about all you can do unless you unlock it. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to lock it, click OK, and now I'm going to try to move the link. I'm clicking and dragging with the link tool and nothing's happening. That's because I've locked the link, not only with respect to what the action and appearance are, but with respect to its location. And if I select the link and I hit the delete key, it won't disappear. So once you get your links in place, once you get them tested, you're comfortable with them, lock them so that you don't accidentally change them. That's a URL link.